UK teen trappers exploring why I joined the gang. In this documentary, we're going to explore the very reasons young people are being groomed into joining gangs, are falling for the trap. We're going to explore and find out and get to the bottom of why people join gangs, young people in London. I'm on my way to meet a notorious gang member who's gonna give me more insight why he joined the gang, why many young people join gangs. We're gonna get to the bottom, hopefully, and find out how and why young people are joining gangs so much. We're gonna find out the reasons behind the motivating factor, most importantly, get to solutions. Honestly, thank you for your time. Thank you for giving me this interview. Thank you for giving me this insight into such a tragedy and into such a serious situation. And I know that many people think they know why people join gangs, but with your help, we're gonna be able to find out why people really join gangs and what are some of the most motivating factors. So. Yeah, bro, just tell me, how did it all start? How did you get into a gang?
The reason why I went into a gang is because, obviously, I was 10 years old and then my mom and my dad separated. So my mom was working really hard. She got really ill afterwards. So I was the only man in the house. So I had to start putting bread on the table. So I had no other options. Do you get it, bro? I had no other options at all because I was underage. I couldn't get a legal job. It was not possible to get any legal job because I was only 13, bro. My mom had arthritis. Then after a couple of years later, I find out she got cancer as well. So I had no other option just to go this way. And when I got to the age to get a legal job, I was already convicted. So I couldn't even get a proper job, even if I wanted to, because all the jobs were saying, no, 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 you're a criminal, you are this, you are that. And yeah, bro, obviously it just started off a little bit of weed, then I started selling crack, then the rest. And then you know how it goes, bro.
And throughout that time of doing that, did you not feel like care about the people maybe that are getting hurt, or like the people, the drug users that are being affected, lives that are being destroyed, the young people that have got families and that are got futures being destroyed and just thrown down the drain?
No, because the same time, you see my little community where I grew up, the same time I was looking after them. So you see the same knitters, like for example, if they didn't have money or anything, I still take them. They came back at the end of the day, but I still take them. So I don't know, I don't feel some type of way. I grew up like this. The streets taught me. I never had a father figure in my life. So what I know is all what I know because of the streets, bro.
But people would say, I didn't have a father, I'm not in a gang. Or I didn't have a mother, I'm not in a gang.
But you see, my mom got cancer, so I was like, fuck this, bro. I'm gonna like have her to the end. I wanna make her happy until like, do you get? I got time to make her happy, bro. And at the same time, it pushed me harder to like make myself into a better person. At the same time, and don't get me wrong, I invested in my money into legit businesses. So after like a couple of years time, I don't need to do the same thing what I'm doing right now. As soon as I have my own family, do you get it?
Do you respect the young people that are being used? Are they gonna have a business in the future like you? Honestly, like how does it work?
It's up to the situation, bro. That's what I would say to you. Is everyone different? Everyone grows up differently. Everyone has a different You know, God wrote everyone's shit down in a book when they're born. Do you get it?
And what about in terms of like how it operates? Can you tell us, or if it's not too much to tell us, but could you explain how it works, how this gang life works, or some of the things you've been involved? How do you make money?
Obviously, I had nothing, so I came from nothing. So it all started from robberies. I started robbing grow houses, started selling the weed, flipping it. So obviously, it was
Just for
straight
the
profit.
viewers, when you say like grow houses, can you explain what that means? Just so, because not everyone was gonna know what that means. What does it? What does a grow house mean?
Weed house, like weed houses,
When weed's being farmed,
farm there, yeah.
and you would go and rob those
Rob
places.
those places, yeah.
That must have been very tense. What was that like? What was going
Obviously,
through your head when you like? What?
nothing really. Obviously, when I was sitting in the back of the car with my driver, I was just thinking about my family. Like, as soon as it's done, I'm going home and I can put some money in my mom's pocket. That's what's going through my head. Nothing really.
Like the pressure of family, of your mum in need, having cancer is
I
motivating.
didn't. I didn't have no pressure. As soon as you have that thought in your head, you don't have no pressure, bro.
Could you talk about some of the other things that maybe you like? You said grow houses. What other things maybe that you've been involved
Bro,
in?
they like robberies, jewelry, like Rolexes, stuff like that.
I'm gonna ask you a personal question. You may not want to answer it. Have you been involved in murders?
Yeah, like cab drivers, for example. If I didn't have a car to go do a robbery, I had to get a car. But even though I didn't have any money, so I tried to take some change of them as well. But one time the cab driver pissed me off, and then I had to do what I had to do. So I stabbed him in the rib cage. He got out, but he got the keys, so I couldn't get the car. But I still got away. So yeah, I still got the car, and then I had to do the robbery with the same car, innit? Because that was the only way. Because I had to, you know what I was thinking that time? I was thinking about my mom because I know she had a hospital appointment next day, innit? So I was thinking, how am I gonna get the
What
£35?
about the guy? What about the guy's mum? Did that ever come into your mind in terms of he's got a mum as well?
I know. I don't
Like
know
he's in the
what.
same situation as you, as you're in terms of, maybe he's in a worse situation.
That never came across my mind. So now, actually, like you just mentioned it.
And then I wanna get back to why people, just touching on why you joined a gang before even why these young people are joining gangs. What are some of the things that you have these, young people working for you doing? So how are you getting the money? How can you talk to us about the process in terms of how these young people are working for you, or how money comes to you? Like giving maybe too much detail, but it's just so the views can really understand why people join gangs.
Obviously,
Maybe some of the incentives you give these young people. Why do they want to, be in your gang and work for you?
because I look after them, I'm not like other people to be saying to them, yo, I'm gonna give you 1K in a week, and I just bump them and don't even give them smoke, so something like that. So they like to work for me because I actually look after them. They come to me because they they got the same problems what I had when I was young. Do you get it? So I look at them and be like, bro, what the fuck is going on? That was me before. So if I can have that brother, why would I not have that brother? I'm not forcing them. I'm just giving them an opportunity. What I didn't have when I was looking for work, when I was looking for money.
Some people would look and say you're using them, you're grooming them.
I'm not grooming them the other day because they're still getting paid. If I was grooming them, they won't be getting paid.
But you're using them for your advantage, and it's at their disadvantage for
Not
a,
really, because at the
a
same
monetary
day,
reward.
I'm still making sure that they like go to school, they don't miss out school and stuff like that. And then Yeah, I look after them. I look after them. I actually look after them. Better than sometimes than their own parents.
Even when they end up in prison, are you looking after them? How do you look after them when they end up in prison, or
I
when
send
they
them money.
when they die or they get
I send
stabbed,
them money.
and when they die and lose their lives
I
for
look,
working for
I
you?
look after their family after, innit? That's all I can do. I can't bring them back. I'm not
That
Superman.
is crazy, bro, man. That is crazy. That is actually that's crazy, bro. Because people, like the parent of that child, for example, say the parent of the child will say, that's my son, that's my daughter I've lost, or that's in prison for murder for life, 20 years plus.
Yeah, but that's not really happen around me because no one trying to be my enemy. Do you get it? So that's the other reason why people wanna be around me. Do you get it? Because I don't really have enemies around me because no one wants to be my enemy. So that's really out of the option. That's out of the option. They won't get that. Do you get it?
I want to ask you a question. How easy is it in terms of being on the streets, being in a gang, to get hold of a gun?
Let me show you, bro. Oh, my broski. This is how easy to get up. Yeah. Around here, bro. I got anything. What are you looking for, bro? They got the,
Or
they got the spinny. We got the Beretta.
I'm speechless. This is something that these are things you actually carry with you.
Always.
And you don't, in terms of like, getting arrested, police, does that not come to your mind? The consequences of using these items.
I have to, bro. I have to.
People would look and say, you don't have to do that. People would look and say that this is not something you have to do.
Because at the same time, I go other places as well, like not around this area where they don't like me. So it's kind of for my, it's one or two, it's for my protection and for my family's protection.
That is absolutely crazy. That is crazy that you have to even have such easy access to a gun, and with just such disregard for the consequences.
Yeah, at the same time, I'm the local like gunsmith as well. Like people come buy their guns from me as well. So that's my other business right now. What I was looking forward to, and I'm trying to expand because now I'm trying to get other stuff from different countries. So yeah.
Will things ever change for you?
Yeah, as soon as I have my family, I'm gonna start making some changes. First, I wanna find a proper wife. I wanna make my own family, and then as soon as I've done that, yeah.
And until then, you're gonna be
Doing what I'm doing.
and carrying what you showed us.
Yes.
Regardless, it's not gonna change
It's
until.
not gonna change.
And in terms of the outcome for these young people that are caught up in gangs, that are caught up in your gang, working for you.
Because if any change will happen, then it could even turn out even worse. It could turn out worse. Some other gang members could come here, could do some mess around here, and it won't be that organized how it's organized right now. Do you get it?
And what do you say to the parents? Or how do you feel about
The parents, I will say to the parents, let their son or daughter learn on their own skin. Do you get it? Until they don't learn on their own skin, they're never gonna listen. I know that. And ask me how I know that. Because I never listened to my mom until I learned on my own skin.
can things ever get better?
Of course, it's already
for these
bro.
young people that are enslaved to what you're doing? Because you're making money, you're making a profit at the expense of the lives of these young people. These young
Yeah,
people,
but they're making profit as well because at the same time, you see, the people who is using it and abusing this stuff, yeah, they are dying, bro. Left, right, center. Even then, they are right. Look, I can show you in a second that what they did. They even doing it right now in the cemetery, where they're gonna go in a couple of weeks if they carry on how they doing carrying on right now.
but these young people are going out recruiting these, finding these drug users, selling your product that you're giving them to them, and you're making most of the profit. People would look at that and say that that's grooming, that's child trafficking. The law would look at that and say that you're grooming, you're child trafficking. That's exactly what they would say.
No, because I don't force them at the end of the day. They come to me, they be like, let me make some money because half of the kids who's working for me, they had the same problems as me when I started, and I already told you what was those problems. Like I couldn't get a legal job because of my age, even though if I wanted to, they couldn't. The system is fucked, bro. So they're doing the same thing. So because some people is not that wealthy, bro. Like not all the families are rich, bro. People want these, especially all this social media, bro. Do you get it? They wanna be like Cardi B. All these girls wanna be like Cardi B. All these little gangsters wanna be like Offset and shit like that, bro. Do you get it, bro? And so it's all fucked up in the hood, bro. It's all fucked up.
And if, you know, this young person,
It's not even a gang, it's the generation now, bro. I won't even call it a gang, bro. It's the generation, bro. Gangs was back in the days, like proper, you get like fully organized gang, like, do you get what I'm trying to say? But these days, this is just what I just said, do you get like, this is the generation, bro. This is not even like gang or anything to do anything with the gang.
but people say it is a gang because if these group of people that work for you are identified by a particular name, a colour, and by a postcode,
I'm not saying it's not a gang. It is a gang. I'm just
they
saying.
would say that's a gang.
Nah, because we was talking about grooming, like little childs and kids and stuff like that. I'm saying I was not grooming them. This is the generation.
But the law would say you are grooming. The
that's
parents
what,
of these children
yeah.
would say that you are grooming, though. To you, you see that in your eyes, you're saying that you're helping them by giving them money.
Yeah.
Parents would look and say you're taking my children and using them for your personal gain. Is it the money that you feel is the main reason why they're coming to you? Or is it a sense of that they feel protected?
Both. Both. I think it's both.
The protection factor and also the money as well.
The financial factor.
The financial benefit, the financial factor. Is it a lot of money?
Decent amount of money.
Are you able to tell us so that we could maybe get a bit more insight into how much are we talking?
Let's just say a week, innit? One person, they make £1,000. They make £1,000.
And how old? £1,000 for the whole week.
Or 1.5, yeah.
£1,500. That's a lot of money. A lot of money.
Or 1,500. Or 1,500.
And how old are some of these people that are receiving, these young people that are receiving the amount that we're talking about?
16, 18, 17. It starts from 12 years old. It starts from 12.
As young as 12 years old are making 1.5k a week, 1.5.
£100.
£1,500, £1,000 plus a week. So that's £4,000 a month.
Yeah.
Nearly 42,000, 40 plus a year for a 12-year-old.
Yes, indeed.
That is actually, because you hear about it, people talk about it, but you don't actually maybe necessarily believe it. This is actually happening. I'm speechless, honestly, absolutely speechless. And it's still happening in 2023 in London, in the UK.
It is.
Thank you so much in terms of your time. I really appreciate it, and I hope that things get better for you and change can happen for the better and for the best. Thank you.
Thank you, bro.
That was an absolutely tense interview. I'm not sure if I got the answers that I was looking for. I'm not sure if we will find the answers, but what we did get was a very vivid insight into why I joined the gang and why many young people are joining gangs. I'm now on my way to go and interview a local drug dealer who works for the gang leader. We are going to find out why and how he makes money and interview some drug substance misusers and find out why people join gangs. I'm on my way to meet one of the drug dealers in the local area who works for the gang leader. Let's find out.
Welcome, bro. Right time, man. Welcome to my band, Dizzy.
Thank you. Is it safe to come in here?
Yeah.
Yo.
Nice. Hi, everyone. So could you just tell us what this place is where we've come?
This is the band, Dizzy. This is the band, Dizzy, where the people come get their stuff. They get reloaded. All my widens get reloaded. Sometimes all the VIP members come here to get their stuff. Do you get it? Yeah.
And could you tell us or show us a product that you're selling or something in terms of a product that you're... Can we see something? Are you able to show us?
I was just gonna whip up just right now.
Can you tell us what this is?
That's coke, bro. I'm gonna wash the coke into crack, bro.
And on the scale as well?
Yeah, that's the same.
And this is what you use to make money?
To whip up, yeah. This is the main substance what I use to make fucking white, innit? Being white.
Can you introduce us into the main person that's working for you here? Can you tell us what some of the things you do in terms of what you're doing here?
Make sure that these addicts get their shots on time all the time.
And when you mean shots, just for the view, what does that mean?
That's crack and heroin.
That's crack and heroin.
All day, yeah, all day and all night. It needs to be on time, otherwise they go elsewhere. And that's how the traps work.
And
if the trap's not on, then they've gone next place.
And in terms of some of the things that you've seen, can you tell us some of the things you've seen being involved in this lifestyle?
I've seen everything, mate. From death to people fucking robbing their mums for their next fix.
And why did you join? Why did you get involved in gangs, drug dealing?
It's what's on our doorstep everywhere. As soon as I walk out of this fucking bando, what am I seeing? I'm seeing heroin getting jacked up on them stairwells. I'm seeing people smoking all sorts of shit everywhere. So if it's in your environment, you're gonna get surrounded by it. It's gonna hit you, no matter how strong you are.
some people would say I'm in an environment just the same, gangs, drugs, but I'm not gonna get involved and haven't been involved.
Yeah. They're the strong-minded ones. They got their grind and hustle right, so they're doing their moves legally. I don't do shit illegal. Mate, I make money elsewhere as well, so this ain't the only way it gets done. I just smoke weed all day, make sure my fucking money's right at the end of the year.
And is it a lot of money we're talking?
We're talking like what, the hard food game. If you want to know some of the lines in the area, I don't need to name, but them lines will make more money than people make in their lifetime in a month. Yeah?
Wow.
In a month, so we're talking 6 figures, millions. Millions of pounds are getting rolled out here.
This is a multi-million pound industry.
Add it to another one, a billion dollar industry out there now. So right now, how it's moving is all the hard food sales are being taken over by certain gangs, and them gangs are making the biggest dough. The street runners are still making enough, so it's a food chain. Up the higher up it goes, the more it gets.
And you said something called a line. Can you just tell us what that means for the viewers that don't know?
A line?
What does that mean, a line? What is a line?
A line will be a number that you phone any time of the day, and they'll serve you crack or heroin anywhere, wherever you want. 15 minutes maximum wait times.
Is that what's in your lap right now?
That's what's.
Can you show us this so that we can see?
What, so we can show you the line. The line's on me. The line's on every day, all day.
And this is the line.
This is what a line will look like. It will have a number in there. We'll have text messages that are bundled out to everyone. And you'll see phone numbers after phone numbers after phone numbers of all the same nits. On the hour, every hour.
And that's how they call that number, and then what happens? How does it operate?
What happens now is the number gets answered by the controller. The controller of that line then moves it onto the street runners, and the street runners go and serve the cats. So that's how it operates. The operation's done within seconds.
And who are the people that are actually selling these drugs for you?
They could either be
young people.
They could either be street boys, or they could be user addicts themselves that are just using and paying for their habits.
And would you ever see yourself leaving this lifestyle?
Yeah, I'm out of it, mate. I quit that shit. I'm a retired cat.
You just have people working for you?
I don't even have that, mate.
Are you ever able to leave this lifestyle?
You can't leave it fully. You're gonna be around it, or you're gonna be exposed to the drama and the aftermath of it, because there's gonna be bodies out there on a daily. Either they've jacked up and fucking OD'd, or someone's wrapped them up. It only ends 2 ways in this dirty game.
Can you just give us a little bit of detail in terms of what this is on the scales? I know that it was spoken about.
On the
just
scales,
how much
that's the
coke, how much
so
can you make?
washed up. That will get washed up into crack. That will be rock formed and that will hit cats quicker, because how they make it is they carve it up, they mix it up, and they'll serve it up.
Is that this product?
This cocaine will be washed up into hard rock form coke, cut up crack, and that will be more potent than what it is at this moment in time.
And how much would a bit of something on that scale?
That would probably make you about 2.5 grand. That little bit there. I'll rock it up, you'll turn it into a fucking nice bit. Yeah, 16ths or so for £100.
Can you break that down just for the viewers that don't know what this means?
For people, 16ths are, an eighth is a 3.5. Yeah, so a 16th is a half of that, so 1.7, 1.8. If you're buying it in lumps, that's what you're gonna pay £100 per 16th. Yeah, so that's what's gonna happen. And then when you're gonna buy the B together, you're gonna have half and half, or 16th of each. You're gonna be alright for a while until it's all done and then you're gonna be out smacking out the roads again.
Can I ask you a question in terms of how many of these locations do you have?
Every block, every city, every block, every fucking town. You don't just keep it local, you got to keep it moving.
Are there many of these, 10 of these spots, 20,
There's
30?
probably about 1 million of these spots. I can't go that far on that, but there's a lot of them. You'll see one posted up on every area.
Wow.
It'll be wrapped up. You see the brothel bars on the front and that. You know them ones there. But most of them will be activity morning and night, all day.
Could you tell us about, without giving too much details, but how much one of these spots can make you a month, a week?
We're talking about 7 figures.
A month?
A month, yeah. A month.
Some viewers would see that and say that's impossible. Is it?
Come and sit in a trap yard one night and that they'll see the activity. Yeah, You say come see the trap and that, and you see how active it is, and you see fucking money getting made by the minute, forget by the hour. There's no cats that can fucking say that traps don't make wet readies, because they make readies, serious. And the operation has to be so swift and operate fast that the money has to get moved quickly out of the trap. So you ain't keeping it in there for too long to fucking have Jakes all running up on you.
And the police come here.
The police come here on an hourly basis too, mate. I'll be surprised if they don't knock on the door while you're filming.
It's dangerous.
That's deep. They'll be in the door while you're filming. So anyone with any fucking Class A shit here has to be banking it, and that banking business, not many people know.
What does that mean?
They ram it up their arse and that. So it's one way of saying that they just get raped by the devil. I'm saying they get raped by the devil, so they're banking fucking crack shots up their arse to make sure they don't get bagged and go to prison.
And how old are some of these people that are doing this? These
12,
young people?
13, 15 upwards.
12, 13, 15 upwards.
Yeah. I've got a son that's 14, so he knows about it already. He knows about it. He's exposed to it, but luckily he's around family that are going to keep him, hopefully, away from that lifestyle. Because anyone can get it. Because these cunts can wet anyone. They'll wet anyone anytime. Any nigga can get it. Believe. So that's how deep it is, and you know what I'm talking about, because that door could be bust open any time, and whoever's in here is looking at getting bird time. So if you want to take 7 or 8 years and that, then carry on the lifestyle. The lifestyle. And Charlie Chaplin.
I'm back to 100 pounds a year. What I do one.
Yeah, bro, my man.
Do one.
Every day.
I'm telling you that police, judge all, school teacher, all of the judges all, the ones who call them, the ones who have been called, they're doing a job.
Tell him, Chucky.
They're doing a job. Because you feel them. You go dinner.
Tell him.
My dinner, you go my second mile dinner, my right for good.
Sure.
Don't put them in prison as well.
Yeah, cut that now. It's all good.
Are we able to ask? Are we able to ask?
One of the other bros on that.
Why you're doing this? How did you get to taking drugs?
It is more than starting in a 5 year in it, start in a drugs. Drugs is very fucking dangerous, you know. Everyone is a people in a outside is sleeping, no anybody in a help, yeah. Fucking welcome center is a speak to all the time is come, yeah. But just only every day duty, but not anybody in a help. Every people, graveyard, cemetery, in the road, shop, bridge, outside and sleeping.
Where are you sleeping?
I am sleeping in a graveyard.
In a graveyard?
Yes.
He's already in a grave.
Yeah, what about?
No, seriously.
Yes.
You man's are
You won't walk in Adam, you can't walk in Adam.
How long have you been sleeping in a graveyard?
In a 5 year.
5 years you've been
Yes.
sleeping in a graveyard?
Yeah, before in a under the bridge in Velcos. Yeah, in a Mark Spencer side. Yeah.
And no one's come to help you?
No anybody in a help. No welcome center, no any charity, no nothing. Yeah.
And is that a reason why you're taking drugs?
Drugs is so many in a
What age was you when you first started taking drugs?
Is it just as a friend is it talking like drink, yeah, some stress and start, you know. Yeah.
And what made you want to start taking? What was the first drug? What was it?
In Heron, crack,
Was the first one?
yes.
And did you know it was crack heroin when you
It's
took it?
both of them,
Did you know it was crack and heroin?
yes.
What made you want to take it?
Is a some dealer is a 3 for 20, some dealer 2 for 20, some dealer 2 for 15. Everyone is a deals is a different, you know. Fucking sometimes bullshit is a stuff give me. Very hardly money, yeah. Sometimes I open fucking shit stuff.
But what made you
Like medicine, like tablet.
what made you want to take it in the first place? Was there
First
did
place-
something happen? Did someone give it to you? What went through your mind?
Mind is, you know, fucking starting 1-2 time is a smoke, not is a stop anybody. It's very dangerous fucking.
And what are some of the things you've seen?
I've got no cigarette left.
What do you mean?
People taking drugs, being in a band, or what are some
I
of the
don't
things
know,
you've
it's a
seen?
very, everyone is a different is a problem, you know. I am not in the middle of a story, anybody ask why you drug start, blah, blah, blah. Just is my headache, my Not anybody is any question, you know.
Ask man if he wants to stop that.
Yeah, do you want to stop?
Yeah, any help, I am stop.
Yeah, but the only way it can get stopped is man's getting banged up in prison, or they got no dough left. That's the only way that crack addicts and heroin cats can get off it. And I'm being as real as it can be, you know. If they got no dough, they can't buy it, so they're gonna go robbing cats. If they can't do that, they're gonna get banged up in prison. When they're in prison, you can still get hard food there, but it's harder to get hard food. It's 4 times more. You gotta pay 4 times more than what you're paying on the street. So this active addiction business, it starts in 3 stages. How I've seen these addicts from when I was a kid. It starts off where they get a life problem and that, depression or some sort of thing there, and then they get addicted to whatever it is. It's either alcohol or in this case it's hard drugs. And then once that stage is gone, then most of them end up laid out and commit suicide. I had people around me today that was looking at bagging themselves up. Today, literally today, today's news. I heard someone say that they want to end it because it's gone too far, that their drug taking and alcohol has gone too far. So they've gone to that point that if someone doesn't help them, it's going to push them, that little final push. So if someone doesn't actually grab them and hold them and say, yo, you know what, come we get you to rehab, or come we get you off the road, or come we got to do whatever, they're just going to wander around to that road and then eventually fall off. And that's where it ends up. But that's the reality of it. The lifestyle is what, I'm not saying people chose it, but you can easily come into this lifestyle. You could either hit one pipe and fucking be the rest of your life. That's how deep it gets. And it's not hit, this country ain't hit as hard as how it's in America, where fentanyl's been sold to people. And fentanyl's 100 times stronger than heroin. So if you get a hit of that and the wrong one, you're getting nodded out. You're going to be out cold for about a good day or 2. And you just see the videos on YouTube where you see the people on the sidewalk all nodded out, because it's like horse tranquilizer. So yeah, that's the way it goes.
And if someone comes into this place to maybe rob you or take money from you,
yeah, good man.
How would you protect yourself?
Just making a video in the band, don't it?
With guns?
What else, bro? I'm not a little kid to start using knives and stuff like that, bro. We don't have time for that either.
And what if police come?
Then the YGs will deal with the situation, innit? And they're only the one above us. They will come down, I call them, we will work it out. It will get taken away quickly before the police can even come in.
And who would take it? Who?
The workers.
And how old would some of these workers be? How young would some of these workers
I
be?
said 12.
12 years old.
Up to.
12-year-old. A 12-year-old will come and take this gun and
12
dispose
to
of
up to
it.
15 years old, 16, 17, extra.
And if they're caught,
And then they're caught.
and then is there consequences in terms of when they're caught? Do they?
Only if they're snitching up.
And does that happen? Can you tell us what that means?
That don't really happen. Like, if they snitch, like, you get it. Like, if they tell the feds that what we are doing.
Snitches get stitches, mate.
That's
Straight as that.
Straight as
Ain't
that.
no fucking 2 ways
I'm
about
not
it. You get laid out the next morning on the fucking road. That's what happens, because this stitch business don't work on the road. If you get fucked, if you get wrapped up here, it's because you're a snitch. That's normally how it is. So anyone that gets caught selling out, any madness like that, but if they get caught, that's it. They just remember that the streets don't have that. That's the first fucking thing on the street. You know, you don't snitch on no one. If you get bagged and you're serving with 4 other men and you're singing everyone's names and that, you're fucked. You just take your time and do your shit. If you get bagged, you get bagged. That's it.
And if you don't, what
If you don't, then the consequences are you get run up on in your first night in the cell. Because there's people above that. You know what I mean? The gangs don't fuck about. They know that who's talking. They know who's saying what. Because if four people are looking to take the rap and that, and one of them's fucking singing and saying this geezer's running the racket, and boy, that way there, that one person's gonna get a lenient sentence. So to get away with a smaller sentence, they're gonna have to pay a big price. That price could be life, could be their family's life, it could be anything. Yeah, so that game there, enter it with both eyes open. Both eyes open, because you can't slip off of that. You can't slip off for fucking no one. Because there's no loyalty in this shit. There's money, and there's money. That's it, all it is. That's all there is. And there's jail time. They're the two things that happen in this game. And you must have heard about the stories from all the top to the bottom. The chain just works up and down, and that everyone fucking looks after themselves. No one cares about no one else. You know what I mean? Cheers. So the last person in the chain is the person that's buying the shit. Them niggas went on the streets, there won't be no crack sales.
We just finished interviewing a gang leader who works for the main gang. It was very intense. We interviewed drug addicts, substance misusers who told us they were sleeping in cemeteries, on the street, trapped in a life of crime and addiction. I'm now on my way to interview another gang leader, drug dealer, working for the gang, who's going to give me more insight, hopefully, into why I joined the gang. I'm now on my way to go and have an interview with another gang leader as we're finding out why I joined the gang on UK Teen Trappers. So follow me. Thank you for making this time. Thank you for making this time and just sharing time with us. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Why did you join the gang?
Bro, I'll be real, like, imagine bando trapping from like when I was a youth, man. I'll be real, like, to be honest, there's a difference from being a bum in the ends and being a boss in the ends. I'll be real. You earn your reputation, your respect, like, like, just being affirming, being assertive, being a real nigga, bro. That's what gets you through. Like, me as well, I make mad investments through all my drugging, like, so I'm not one of them youths that, you know what I mean, just goes and buys bare drip. You might see man look a bit bummy and this, that, but like, a lot of my P's, I guarantee you, goes into some sort of, you know, company, a business, you know what I mean? I'm washing up my P's, it's getting laundered. You get me? No one can tell me nothing. Like, so, back to that question now, why do people join gangs? I'll be real, probably it's a financial gain. A lot of the times, my cases, a lot of the times they look at it that way. It's always a financial gain thing. Like, even if they thought there's someone on top of me that I'm not giving up, you know what I mean? At the end of it, you mean financial gain, bro. That's all it is, bro.
But some people say get a job, get a 9 to 5, go to a part-time job.
So that's a double life. There's certain man doing this triple life thing. They might be doing drills, they might be doing M's. He ain't gonna tell you what he's doing at the end of the day, bro. You know what I mean? So what's indifferent? What's the indifference? What's different? What's similar? What's not similar? The man that's making the legit money either way, if he's taking that legit money somewhere else and cleaning it up illegally, what's beneficial there? What's not beneficial? You know what I mean? So I don't know. You gotta be more. You're not. You know, more about what you're trying to say to them. What point you're trying to make, bro.
The law says that if you take these young children and they're selling drugs for you, it's grooming, child trafficking. What do you have to say about that? How do you feel about that?
I'm not misleading anyone. Someone might come to me and say he wants a loan. I'll tell him go to the bank, go to that fucking job centre. You don't want to go job centre? Alright, cool. Man, give him some packs or something. He moves them, whatever. He knows at the end of the day he's got to get his side of the fucking friendship done. You get me? Move them packs and just run man's dough, fam. At the end of the day, that's all it is. Or man's a real philanthropist and that, boy, I'm plugged in anyway. I'm sitting on, bro, I'm just gonna nice man and let him do what he's doing. If it's, bro, to be honest, if it's not for that financial gain like raw, it's just for clothes, and you're looking after yourself hygienically, you're selling drugs, Even a police officer, he's transferable skills right now. He'll probably just give you a caution, take them drugs away, or he not even give you a caution, just burn it. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, it's not even a big L, to be honest, out here.
But what about
making every day
some of the things that these young kids are exposed to? Some of the murders, some of the environments these kids, vulnerable kids, are in.
That's trauma. That's the cause of distress to a lot of communities. Mums, it does. But I'll be real, like, if them kids are not on the streets, they're not following the directions, what's it called, the gangs, then they shouldn't have nothing to worry about. They're just walking home, they're doing their thing, bro. If you're a civilian, that's the point I'm trying to make, bro. These key words, these action words, or whatever. Civilians, they ain't getting touched nowadays, to be honest. As like back in the days where gangs are just going around purging or something on some Asbo thing or something. Someone looks at someone, like, let's say for like, bro, like, you're my off and I know who you are, and I'm gonna identify you one way or the other, I'm not gonna do some, what do you call it, mistaken sort of thing,
Mistaken identity, but it happens.
It happens, but I don't know.
Gangs ride out and are shooting innocent people that are not involved.
Sort of thing, I don't know, because obviously, boy, you get G-checked in the road and, like, to be honest, your persona or whatever, personal clashes with someone else, and, you know, you get it all the time. Some people are from different counties, they don't understand some sort of language or something, whatever, these things happen anyway. And to be honest, if you're a civilian, to be honest, and what you're gonna do is have a flight mode or call police, you know what I mean? You're gonna have that they're gonna, you know what I mean, safeguard you for them. But if you're a criminal already and that, to be honest, you come out and whatever, and you're still like entertaining kids and you're showing them like the roads is for them and you know what I mean. But more time when they get in trouble now, and to be honest, the guy they're sourcing all the drugs from, and the fast life from, giving them nice, you know what I mean, a nice lifestyle, you know what I mean, But at the end of it, there's consequences, bro, rivalry, gangs, You don't know that's coming with the consequences that are there from before. My line's been on for 5 years, and I know all the beef that's going on my line. I'm not putting no one's, you know what I mean, jeopardizing no one else's life over my problems, you know what I mean? My problems are my problems. So, like, if a man is working for me or something and someone's out for me, they catch him or something or kidnap him, I gotta go to pick up the pieces. If I'm obviously, what do you call them, niggas them tweaking us, niggas that doesn't look after these nigga, then obviously I'm letting him die at it, but obviously there's consequences to that, bro. Obviously you think people don't know who I am, even with a mask on, bro. I'm just saying facts, bro, like, to be honest. Like, your friends and that, you value your friends. When you're young and that, and you do these, girls used to do pinky squares, man them used to spit on their hands and shake on weird things, and you know what I mean, and just go ride out, you know what I mean, it's your heart at the end of the day, it's family.
Do you think that it's more easier to join a gang now in 2023 than it has ever been, in your opinion?
Gang, to be honest, what a gang means is family.
So you're saying that being in a gang is like a family. Can you explain what that means? Because some people say that it's not.
Yeah, like, so basically, like, you gotta look at it that way, for instance, like if it's a modern way of explaining what a family is, bro, and then you gotta break down what the laws of that family is, I don't know, legislations go with, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't know how you treat the person these days for saying, well, they're associated as a gang, and what type of gang, whether it's, to be honest, they might have terms, like when you do go on Google for what gangs is, so I'm not really the professional explaining that, but yeah, we're not going to be stupid neither, like people that are obviously watching, like, you know what a gang is. Like, come on, man. You in the interview, everyone, like, come on, man, no one don't know what a gang is, anyone's gang, like, like, where you'll find a gang, where you'll locate a gang, like, to be honest, there's, but me, obviously, for management reasons and civil law, like, obviously, criminal law reasons, I don't identify or I don't recognise, or, you know what I mean, I just don't have any idea of what a gang is. That's me just being professional right now.
Do you feel that the government's responsible, the police, education, school, parents are responsible for young people joining gangs?
You know, it probably might not be them. You have to point the finger at, to be honest. It starts with, like, maybe more of the blame in the child himself. Why doesn't he accept his family's, I don't know, rules, or I would say grounding or whatever, yeah? Or, for example, is he brought up into that life where he doesn't have a choice, where he identifies himself early, like, as a bond, you know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Some people, like I said, like, they either want to entertain the thing, the lifestyle, and they've never been a bad man or da before. And to be honest, what they're selling to the media incorporates them with the image, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's selling, it's making money, it's generating some sort of population or of people or fans or, I don't know, audience, you know what I mean, or views or whatever platforms, like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So successive, to say, yeah, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, you've got to be like very nowadays with your kids, like, you know what I mean? You've got to, like, really like, teach them, like, to grow up like mature gentlemen and, like, women, you know what I mean? And to be honest, a lot of them do. Unfortunately, you might get the odd few that do go astray from families and build terrible relationships with maybe gangs or whatever, what you're explaining, and do go into, you know, big careers, you know, fortunate enough to say, or maybe end up dead or whatever, you know. So to say, to source that answer at the end of the day, it's a 50-50 thing. You're either doing it for financial gain, or you're either just making a name, I don't know, a brand or something like that. You know what I mean? A lot of people pushing one movement works instead of just one person. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of people, they're not just alone. You know what I mean? Like, cool, you get the no-brainer sometimes. He's like one man deep and untouchable and but you know what I mean? He's still got links and So unless if you're, like, established, or you got family links, gang links, or mutuals, and the idea of not, you know, burning bridges or At the end of the day, you're getting bridge stepped on as well. Don't worry, it'll happen. Everyone's clock has got to get reset as well. Yeah. So you got to be prepared for that circumstance of knowing your limitations.
And people that would watch and think that being in the gang is glamorous because it's glamorized in our social media, in our media, in our news, we know the consequences. It always ends bad.
Yeah. I've answered the question as well as enough. Let's wrap it up though, yeah? I'm good now, I'm gonna go, honestly.
Thank you.
I've got things to do.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah.
For the younger generation,
I just finished interviewing another gang leader, drug dealer, who works for the gang. It was very clear to see that he was disconnected with what I was saying and had little much to say in terms of consequences and present and remorse. Where do we go? How do we tackle gangs in the UK? How do we tackle this complex, difficult situation at hand? I have one more interview to complete. I hope a more clearer picture is being painted on why I joined the gang. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Can you just maybe talk to us and tell us how it started? How did your son end up in prison for life?
Because of the gang, you know. Follow two more gang, they got killed.
Another one's been killed?
Yeah, they killed because of the gang. Too much gang, you know. Too much gang. You know?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
That must have been very difficult to deal with.
Yeah. Very difficult. Very difficult, but you just need to just control your emotion and everything and just, you know what I mean? It's very difficult.
Can you remember or recall how it started when you first started to identify that he was in a gang?
I don't even know he's following gang, but later I know he's following gang, then I don't even know. Something terrible happened, you know, so I can't say no. I don't know who is following. When they step outside, I don't know who is following.
You wasn't aware of his friends or who they were?
No, man. So it's terrible.
Do you have advice for other young people that are thinking of joining a gang?
Yeah, why not? They have to stop. They have to stop because it's not good. Joining bad gang, it's not make any sense. Make your life terrible and worse.
It always ends bad.
Yeah.
There's never a good ending in joining a gang.
Yeah, you know, there's no point.
Do you feel that education, school, police could have helped prevent this? Young people joining gangs?
Yeah, better. No, man. Police need to, well, they can do what they can do, but they don't know everything. But they try their best, you know, still, you know. You understand? But they try their best. They do what they can do to help people, to make people feel, I know gang, not this one, chasing this one, you know what I mean? All right.
And do you have any advice for young people?
Yeah, to be careful.
Joining gangs?
Yeah, not to join the gang. Gang is not good. They have to be careful. Gang is not good. You have to just clean. Make yourself clean and they're all right. Gang is not good. You can't help it.
Do you feel that you were ever about to get over the murder of your son?
It's a long story, but at the end of the day, yeah, I get him.
And your other son doing life in prison?
Yeah, man.
How do you cope and manage that situation?
That's what I'm telling you. Say it's so difficult, you know. It's a serious thing, you know. It's difficult for me, you know. But what do you want me to do? I have to go with a thing like that, and then I'll have a peace. But it's not easy. You have to go with it.
Do you think that there will ever be a solution for young people joining gangs?
It's not good. You have to be free and simple, but it's not good for me. It's not good. You just need to know what you're doing, you know? You know what I mean? That's the only thing we can do. Don't follow bad gang. Keep yourself safe.
Thank you so much.
Don't, you know?
Thank you for your time.
That's what it is.
UK teen trappers exploring why I joined the gang. I just finished a very emotional interview with a dad who one son was in prison and another son had been murdered and lost a life to the streets. There was lots of different opinions and viewpoints on why people join gangs, and a common one was deprivation, financial gain, financial stability. Who is responsible for this? And who should we blame? How can we change our current community? Leave a life of crime behind and develop a new mindset. It always ends bad joining the gang. You think of the consequences. Pressure makes diamonds, I know that it takes some time.